presentation of colors, the national anthem, and the Pledge of Allegiance. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you will join myself in helping Mr. Jonathan Thompson, our Assistant Superintendent of Schools, with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Good evening. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson. I'd like to invite another friend of Goodrich up to sing the national anthem, and I would like to tell you a funny little story about that. The woman who is a member of our school council who sings this is a woman who is approaching 80 years old. Every year she tells me that her voice is not strong enough to do this anymore and asks me to please find someone else. This year, with about a month to go before this occasion, she called and said, "Miss Curry, did you find someone to sing the national anthem?" I said, "Yes, I did." She said, "Wonderful." I said, "Yes, I found a nice little old lady who lives near Fitchburg State College who said she'd help us as long as she was able. So I'll see you there." Please welcome Ms. Joan Siriopoulos.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave
rate their performance by a notch through yet another year of service. We have a brief announcement to make.
Good evening. The ladies' restroom is currently closed. We are relocating to the clubhouse for the women's restroom. Thank you.
Great news. Good evening, city officials, distinguished guests, Goodrich Academy friends, families, and staff. And of course, the very special group of individuals we have all come here to celebrate tonight. The 138 members of the Goodrich Academy class of 2023. Welcome to Goodrich Academy's crowning achievement, our commencement exercises. Today we come together to celebrate the wonderful accomplishments of the young people who am I privileged enough to serve. I am both humbled and proud to stand before you today to share in this glorious occasion. Members of the class of 23, we're about to get the formal portion of the ceremony underway. But before we do, I'd like to ask that each of you take a moment to look around the stadium, as I want you to take note of the sea of people who made their way here tonight to honor you. And later, when the ceremony is concluded and you rush off to meet up with those whom you care about, I hope you will also notice the immense pride and joy evidenced on their faces and in their eyes. They love and support you. Congratulations, class of 2023. You made them proud. You made Goodrich Academy proud. You did it. The day is finally here. This is your moment. You understood the assignment. You accomplished the mission. Bravo. Graduates, whether or not you realize it, today you have reached one of life's most significant milestones. So sit back in your chairs and enjoy the ride, knowing that you are responsible for every bit of the positive energy in this stadium tonight. So soak in the respect and admiration that others feel for you today and relish that which is about to unfold. Today we begin by hearing from three important guest speakers. The three people who are about to address you deserve your undivided attention. Why? Because they have proven to be wonderful friends of Goodrich Academy. These three individuals understand our mission, embrace our differences, and strongly support our staff and students. Let's give a warm welcome to our first speaker, the mayor of the city of Fitchburg, Mr. Stephen DiNatale.
Good evening, Superintendent Jokola, Principal Curry, seniors, family, and friends. Thank you for inviting me to say a few words this evening. I have never missed a Goodrich Academy graduation because I believe in education. I believe in this school. I know that the principal and staff at Goodrich cultivate successful collaborations with their students and their families, and that they make every effort to continue to meet the needs of those that require an alternative to a traditional high school education. What is most important, that despite your many different challenges, you persevered. You undertook Goodrich Academy's alternative educational opportunity, and you made it work. It is because of these team efforts and your dedication that you graduate this evening and stand here on the precipice of your future. Your future is truly in your hands. You have proven you have the power to succeed and to reach your dreams. You should be very proud of yourself this evening. Tonight, I join your teachers, family, and friends and congratulate you for this wonderful accomplishment and wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Congratulations, class of 2023.
Thank you, Mayor DiNatale. Next on the docket is a gentleman charged with the challenge of overseeing every facet of education for every child in the city of Fitchburg. Needless to say, that's no easy feat. Please turn your attention to our next speaker, our Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Robert Jokola.
Thank you, Principal Curry. Graduating seniors, family, friends, and staff, welcome to Goodrich Academy's graduation at historic Crocker Field. Congratulations, 2023 graduates. Give yourself a round of applause. I'll be brief tonight because it's your night. I want to share a definition of a word that describes people of Finnish descent, but also applies to you, sisu. That definition is a special strength and persistent determination and resolve to continue and overcome in the moment of adversity. An almost magical quality, a combination of stamina, perseverance, courage, and determination held in reserve for hard times. Over the past 3 years, you all have overcome the hard times of the pandemic and post-pandemic environment. I know it hasn't been a smooth journey, and I want to acknowledge your sisu to be here tonight. I also want to thank the teachers, parents, and support networks for adding that magical component to have you walk across this stage tonight. I'm so proud of all of you. You've demonstrated that sisu resolve and persistent determination and grew to overcome obstacles. You'll face additional challenges after graduation, but I believe you are ready for an ever-changing world that can't wait to welcome you on the next step of your journey. Enjoy this magical night, and I wish you all the best going forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Superintendent Jokola. At Goodrich Academy graduations, we try to keep aware of time, and we typically do not invite a keynote speaker. But having met Representative Kuchmarek at a Marine send-off at our school last year, I could not help but think he would be the perfect keynote speaker for a school such as ours. It is my honor to introduce Mr. Michael Kuchmarek, State Representative.
Thank you, Principal Curry, members of the school administration, parents, guests, family, and most importantly, to the 2023 class of Goodrich Academy. I am so delighted to be with you this evening. Yes, I stand before you as state representative, but the reason I'm speaking before you this evening is because I too was a student that struggled with a traditional high school. In fact, I'm a high school dropout. You see, I came from a home that many of you may relate to. It was a family that struggled. It was one of 5 children. We grew up on welfare and food stamps, and so much of my childhood was defined by my family's struggles with mental health and with substance use. I had social, emotional issues, I had learning issues, but more than anything, in high school, I was just trying to survive. I was trying to stay alive for one more day, and I was trying to find my way out. And so at 17 years old, I dropped out of high school. I got my GED, and effectively, I ran away from home to Fitchburg. Along the way, I applied to so many colleges, hoping for a path forward. Most wouldn't talk to me. They said, get a job, go back to high school. I already got my GED. Or maybe try at a community college. No, I want to go to a 4-year institution. And everybody laughed me off. Until I came to Fitchburg State. I happened upon an admissions tour. There, I just bumped into the president of Fitchburg State University. It was just by sheer luck. He was coming from the restroom. I was headed in. And so I took the opportunity. I said, what does it take for a kid like me, a high school dropout, to have a shot at going to a school like this? And he looked at me, and he was like, you could be here. And I went, great. Do I get an acceptance letter? And he said, no. You need to do 2 things. And he said, you need to talk to my admissions team. And he said, these are the experts. These are the people whose job it is to help get you to where you're going. And he was like, you work with them. You listen to everything, and you do everything they tell you to do. But no matter what, don't take no for an answer. And so I took that advice to heart, and I took it literally. Every single day, Monday through Friday, I woke up and I called Aaron Spencer, this poor admissions counselor who had no idea what to expect. And for 180 straight business days, I called his office. And every day he politely tried to find a way to say, perhaps you go to a community college or perhaps you go back to high school. But he didn't ever say no. And so every day I said, great, so what do I need to do today so that I can be a student here in the fall? And after 179 days, late one Friday night, right before Labor Day, as students were about to move in, I got a call from the president's office. I said, please hold for the president, not of the United States. And on came Bob Antonucci, a Fitchburg boy and a Leominster boy, a Fitchburg State graduate who is now president of Fitchburg State University, who had his own unique journey about how he became president of a university. And he said, what does it take to stop getting you to harass my admissions team? I said, well, I think an acceptance letter would just about do it. And he was like, done, please stop calling. I said, all right. So what do I do? And he was like, just show up. And I'm like, great, where's my dorm? And he was like, oh, you need a room, you've got to be kidding me. Just show up, I'm gonna stick you in a broom closet. And I said, I'll happily live in a broom closet. And he was like, oh God, I'm gonna have to put up with you for 4 years, aren't I? You sure are. Right there was the first person that I think ever believed in me. It was somebody that took a chance on me. I don't think I believed in myself up until that moment, but there was somebody who was willing to stick their neck out. That was the first time that a state university president ever accepted somebody straight out of high school, which should have been their senior year in high school with a GED. And so I kept him close. And for the next 4 years, I would constantly seek his guidance and advice. He gave me my first job when I graduated top of the class at Fitchburg State. He gave me not only my first job, but my next 8 years worth of employment. He gave me some of the best advice I ever had, including to run for city council and to give back to my community. I ended up getting a second degree. I went on to work for Worcester Polytechnic Institute, worked at Northeastern University, and was president of the Fitchburg City Council. Yet, I think like all of our graduates, there's ways that your life just finds a way of finding you. I thought I had escaped. I found myself, the same parents I had run away from, I was now the caregiver for at 22 years old and 23 years old, and for the next decade, I took care of them until they passed away. I helped counsel them through mental health and provide care for them. I helped my father out of homelessness, living under the streets of a bridge, into rehab, into a nursing home, and then later into his own independent housing. It was a traumatic experience. It was financially straining. It was physically straining. It was emotionally straining. But I learned to find silver linings along the way. And the biggest silver lining of all was that out of that experience, the people that tormented me for the first 18 years of my life, they taught me empathy. At their most vulnerable hour, I was there to care for them until the last day of their life. I learned how to love, I learned how to take care of somebody, and I learned how to care for myself. Which brings me to my advice for you. You don't need to hear about how I ran for office. My advice for you, there's a few of them. First, don't forget the family, friends, and mentors, and most importantly, the community that got you to where you are right now. I met my wife here. I got my first job here. I got my first shot here in Fitchburg, and I've never left. I'll never make millions of dollars. I'll never leave Fitchburg, but what I can do is pay it back for everything it gave me. It gave me a new shot to write my own chapter. Whenever I need a source of inspiration, I don't have to look far. I look no further than Fitchburg, the community that raised me, and I look no further than students like yourself who have overcome everything to be where you are. Listen to your mentors for advice, continue to engage them, and lean on them when they need you. I promise you, Principal Curry isn't just your principal today, she'll be a principal for life. And I promise you that everybody in this stage and all of your teachers here, keep in touch. They're proud that you're here. They do this because it gives them purpose. They do this because they're proud of you, and they want to continue to hear from you. Please keep in touch with them. And most importantly, your unconventional path to where you are will put you in these seats tonight, will be what differentiates you in life. People will stigmatize you. They'll label you. If you do something different, they always have a judgment. You've already overcome that. You've already overcome every hurdle and obstacle that's been put in your way. And I promise you, the more unconventional route, the more difficult path, is always the one that will differentiate you in life. Most students coming out of a four-year institution, they don't have the grit, they don't have the determination that you have, and you already know that. Use the darkest hours of your life and those darkest moments of doubt to drive your passion and ambition. When I was taking care of my mother, stuck in the ER because UMass had closed the mental health beds in our region, and there were no mental health units left to take my mother, and she spent a week in the ER hallway waiting for help and treatment. I felt hopeless. Someone I loved was suffering, and I was powerless to do anything about it. Here I was, an elected official, member of the leadership of a city, and I couldn't do anything to help my mother. And that night I went home, and I cried myself to sleep. And for the next 6 nights, she was there. And every night, I cried myself to sleep, and I remembered, one day I'm going to be in a position to change this, and I'm not going to stop until I do. That gave me my purpose. I realized that at that hour that someday I'm going to run for office, and I'm going to fix this broken system of mental health and substance abuse treatment, and I'm not going to stop until I do. And every time I need inspiration, I look back to those darkest hours of my life and those darkest moments where I wondered why life had to be so unfair or why life had to be so hard. Don't run from those. Embrace them. Bottle that feeling up. Take it with you. And when you need inspiration or drive, use it. Nobody else has what you have. Finally, I'm going to give you the same advice that I was given. Don't ever take no for an answer. Don't ever let anybody tell you what you can't do. You know far too well. You're in these seats. No one can ever take that away from you. You have something to tell the world and something to share with the world. Go and tell it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Each year, my favorite part of this day is the student speakers. In voting this year, 4 students were unanimously selected by the Goodrich staff to represent their class. Please welcome the first student speaker from the class of 2023, Ms. Jalea Rodriguez. I think I might be looking at her nervous for the first time ever. Nope, maybe not. Here she comes. She is not nervous. Here she comes. Look out. Go, girl. You go, girl.
I am nervous.
Oh, you got it. You got it.
Yes.
It's all right. I'm kind of nervous too. You're doing fine.
Woo! All right. Welcome, friends and family. I just want to say I am truly honored to be speaking tonight. It's been a long 4 years for everyone, especially the class of 2023. We have learned, laughed, and gotten in trouble, and most of all, matured. Our freshman year was cut short due to COVID, but here we are now ready to walk the stage. We worked really hard to get this. We worked really hard to get to this point, but I don't think I would be here today if it wasn't for the teacher and staff here at Goodrich Academy. I was extremely grateful for the chance to attend this school. Goodrich has not only changed my life, but the lives of many students here today. Encouragement is one of the many nice things Goodrich staff has offered to the students. They encouraged me to work really hard when I felt like giving up. This school isn't an ordinary school. It's a school that many people dearly love and is filled with a lot of memories. Although I've only attended since 2022, I've built a great bond with the teacher and staff here. Goodrich gives many opportunities to the students and young parents here. You get the chance to finish school while taking care of your children, and all the independent students get time to work around their work schedule. I hope everyone that attends this amazing school takes advantage of how willing everyone here is to help you. Once again, to class of 2023, congratulations.
Thank you so much, Julia. I now would like to welcome to the stage our next student speaker, Ms. Tyra Mar Durgan.
All right. Good evening, or good evening, sorry. I can say I'm very nervous. I'm pretty sure I looked at everybody who asked me who was nervous today, and I'm pretty sure I said, no, I'm not nervous, but I can say it's very nerve-wracking to be here. I'm pretty sure all of you have the same feeling as I am right now. All right. All right.
Come on, Shai. Come on, baby. Take these, take these. Come on, you got this.
Thank you. So, good evening, city officials, school committee members, Goodrich staff and teachers, and especially the graduating class of 2023. My name is Tyra. I'm 18 years old and have been attending Goodrich since I was a freshman. I came to Goodrich when I was 14 years old, from a day school where I wasn't able to reach my academic goals. I have been a student with straight A's and B's throughout my life until I'd reached high school. It wasn't until then did I stop having the motivation to achieve anything. During this time, I had two older sisters who were attending Goodrich, to which my parents had decided that attending the school with them would be better for me. And I took that step to try it out. And I'm so glad I did. From the first steps into the school, even before I started, it was like walking into your home. You felt like you were welcome, like the main attention was on your success. The teachers were always willing to listen and give you a helping hand. Anywhere you went within the school, that atmosphere was calm. It felt laid back, made you feel less intimidated. You felt involved, like you were capable of doing anything you put your mind to. The Goodrich community is not only the best community I've ever fallen upon, it's one of the reasons I was able to make it to this day. Sorry. I remember my first day at Goodrich. It was back in 2019 when I started. I was a part of the night school with my two older sisters who had graduated from Goodrich as well. I remember the first class I had was with Miss Fredericks. I can't remember what she was teaching or who was there. I just remember feeling so overwhelmed with nervousness because I was somewhere new. It's weird because now I look around and know where everything is and who everyone is. Everyone knew me as a shy, quiet, and not so confident person. And I can say that was me. I was shy and quiet. Sorry, my cap is falling. I can take it off? Awesome, thank you. It's like falling since I came in. All right. But I grew as a person. Not only did I expand with my education, with the help of my teachers, I expanded as a person over the past 4 years. I'm now a senior about to move on to college and pursue my dreams to become a teacher. Freshman me can't believe any of this is actually happening. I'm pretty sure all my fellow graduating seniors feel the same. Remember yourself as a freshman, you couldn't believe you could make it to this day to walk across the stage. But let me tell you, you made it. You accomplished so much, so be proud of that. I would like to take a moment to thank Goodrich for the reason I'm here today. That includes the teachers, the staff, Ms. Curry, and even my fellow classmates. Ms. Fredericks, Mr. Livingston, Mr. Mack, Mrs. Gogan, Mrs. Smith, and even Ms. Powers and Ms. Stephanie, even though I've never taken a class with you guys. I appreciate all of you for coming in every day to influence and teach your students. Students like myself to help push. Not only do I have to thank them, but I couldn't have done any of this without my family. My parents are a big support of my success. They pushed me more than anyone else could. They always encouraged me to go to school and pursue my education. I thank my siblings as well. Yet they may be a pain, I appreciate them, pushing me along, even if they didn't realize they were. I also want to thank my boyfriend. He was always a big support to me. He believed in me, and he is not only my partner, he's my best friend and a part of my family. He gave me strength during the days when I couldn't push myself, especially my last years of high school. And I'm so thankful for that. I'm so thankful for all the support I got from home because it made me who I am today. To my family and to the Goodrich community, thank you so much. And now, class of 2023. We finally made it. On this day, and each and every one of us will finally be able to say, I did it. Never forget about the hard work you put in to being here, the tiring days where you just didn't want to go to school, but still did. Always be proud of who you are, where you come from, and especially where you were going. With your diploma, it's not what you do with it that counts. It's what you overcome to earn it. It's okay not to know what to do with the rest of your life. It's a journey to find your direction of passion. So don't get frustrated by the mistakes and setbacks, because those are the obstacles that help you find yourself. Now I want to congratulate and wish the best of luck of class of 2023.
Thank you, Tyra, and thank you, graduates, for supporting your teammate. That's how we do it. Although the first two speeches were heartfelt and may be difficult to beat, I'd like to invite someone to the stage who I think will be up to the challenge. Our next speaker we'd like to welcome is Mr. Taven Valley. Here we go.
Hello, good evening. My name is Taven. You've probably seen me around the halls at the school trying to procrastinate and talk to the staff. Today's our day. We finally made it. All of our hard work and dedication has finally come to an end, where our stress will ease and our hard work has paid off. Today is our day. Class of 2023, from kindergarten to being a senior in high school, who would have thought? My teachers in 8th grade told me that time would flash by after freshman year, and I never believed it until now. I started out at Fitchburg High as a freshman. I wasn't performing my best there until the football coach, Mr. Raff, recommended me to go to Goodrich. I was nervous and scared, and I didn't know anyone. No one likes going to a new school. And then I got to the school. It wasn't big, the classrooms were decently sized, and everyone at the school acted like a family when I walked in. It just felt like it was another home, where you would walk in and all the staff would greet you and smile, where if you were feeling down, they'd ask you if you were okay, making sure all the kids in the school were doing the best they can do. I never realized how much I liked going to school until I met the staff at Goodrich Academy. From our guidance counselors to the teachers and the rest of the staff, all of them just want the best for you and push you to make good decisions. Enrolling at Goodrich Academy was not only the best decision for me, but it was the best decision for my future. Our futures. We found a school where we felt welcome and comfortable, and being here helped us to put the time and effort to graduate. And now we are out here about to walk the stage and get our diplomas. Again, who would have thought it would actually come this quick? Now, class of 2023, we finally did it. Countless hours of projects and classwork, hours of learning how to do math, English, science, and history, and we're finally here. These past few months have been hectic, but it's been fun. This is our big step, the part where some of us will take a break and where some of us will go straight to college. But whatever you choose to do next, remember, we are our future teachers, psychologists, business owners, and more. I want to say thank you to all of my teachers, even the ones I didn't have, and thank you for being by my and all my fellow graduate sides. Good luck, guys.
Thank you, Taven. To know our next speaker, you would understand that she may be last to speak, but she certainly is not least. Let's have a warm welcome for our final student speaker tonight, Ms. Selah Condon.
Okay. Hi, can everyone hear me? Good? Yeah? Okay. All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Selah Condon, and I am a very proud member of this year's graduating class. It seems like just yesterday I was one of those little kids you see whose backpack is twice the size of them, but my backpack still doesn't fit me, but I'm graduating today. I am graduating high school, and let me tell you, I am terrified. During these last 300-something years of school I've had to endure, I've had a lot of time to think about what I would do after high school. Would I be a doctor, a philosopher, an astronaut, an actress on Broadway? While at the time, being a monster truck driver seemed like a great career path, I didn't seriously think anything through because I had time, right? Well, now I'm here and I have no idea what I want to do. After days of crying and hyperventilating into my very patient mother's arms, I realized I have time. If you are going to college or going straight into the workforce, I'm extremely happy and proud that you have a plan. And in a lot of ways, I wish I did too. Being thrown into adulthood as suddenly as a lot of my peers and I were takes an extreme toll on a child's mind. Again, I will say, you have time. If you don't quite know what you want to do yet, just try to enjoy being a kid a little longer. Take your time and see what's out there. You have all the time in the world, literally. If working at an assisted living has taught me anything, it's that we have to cherish the time we have while we have it. While on this topic, I need to thank all who have helped me get here, and it's a long list, so buckle up. To the staff at Goodrich, thank you. This was the 6th school I've been to, and I mean it when I say it's been by far the best. Okay, to my mom and dad, you're the best parents in the entire world, and not a day goes by that I don't acknowledge how unbelievably lucky I am. I love you very much. To my friends, thank you for the endless support and laughter throughout these past years. You guys have made this all worth it, and I love you. And to my siblings, what can I say? To Hosea, Grace, Natalie, and Noah, everything I do is to make you proud. Thank you for making me a big sister, and I love you. And to us, the class of 2023, I'm so proud of each and every one of you, and may your journeys always continue. Thank you.
Thank you, Sailor. All right. While these 4 wonderful young people were selected to represent their class tonight, the faculty at Goodrich Academy understands that we also have several other students in the class of 2023 that deserve to be recognized for their outstanding accomplishments. Members of the class of 2023, I know it will take a few minutes, but I hope you please allow me the time to honor your classmates for their extraordinary efforts. In a culture such as ours, we take the time to celebrate and recognize students of strong moral character right alongside those of academic award winners, because to us, it's just as important. So bear with me, there are a few, but trust me, each of these students is worthy of your attention. Students, when I call your name, please stand and be recognized. And for the sake of time and because of the heat, Mr. Wilson will bring your award to you. We'll begin with awards acknowledging character and close with those honoring academic excellence. Our first award tonight is the Altruism Award. Students being recognized for their altruism are Alicia Aker and Jade Borabon. Way to go, girls. Next, we have the Upstanding Citizen Award. The proud recipients of the Upstanding Citizen Award tonight are Kyle Buddington and Isaac Hayes. The Evolution Award is given to someone who once struggled immensely in school, but through hard work and dedication, they reignited their flame for education and became great students. Recipients of the Education Award for the class of 2023 are Sean Furman and Matt Lachaume. Way to go, gentlemen. As we know, some Goodrich Academy students overcome a myriad of obstacles to earn their diploma. In the face of difficulty, they exemplify strength. The two students being recognized tonight for their amazing tenacity and strength to battle through difficult academic, social, emotional, or medical challenges in order to achieve success are Damayanti Canella and Denalise Martinez. Moving right along. Tonight's recipients of the Integrity Award, who wouldn't want to win the Integrity Award, right? Tonight's recipients of the Integrity Award are Selah Condon and Susana Garcia Barrera. The last of our character awards tonight is an honor unique to Goodrich Academy. A lot of things are unique to Goodrich Academy. Because you may not be familiar with what it recognizes, because we made it up, I will read the description engraved on the award. It reads, "The Student Ambassador Award is given to a special student whose attitude and enthusiasm directly impacts the entire school community. A student who is readily recognized as someone who others go to for help and support and whose peers consider a valued friend. An individual who can always be counted on to represent our school with dignity and pride. This year's recipient, also a class speaker, Mr. Taven Valley." All right, let's move on to the academics. We'll begin by recognizing the most improved students in the class of 2023. These guys worked really hard to turn it around. Recipients of the most improved students in the class of 2023 are Jordan Morales and Ryan Wheeler. That's the shining star, it's coming. All right. On top of academics and athletics, in academics and integrity awards, we also have what's called the Shining Star Award. This is a person who pushes a little harder to get a little further than most young people their age. The person we're going to honor tonight through the dual enrollment program has already completed 3 semesters at Fitchburg State University and has a 3.76 grade point average. Tonight's Shining Star Award winner is Abigail Phelps. Next up is the Emerging Future Leader Award, which recognizes students whose character, dedication, and academic prowess will clearly lend them to be successful in our complex global world. They're our next leaders, folks. The recipients of the Emerging Future Leaders Award are Amy Julie Guzmao and Jalea Rodriguez. Okay, we're cruising now. The recipient of the Principal's Award for Academic Excellence are selected each year by the entire Goodrich Academy faculty. These students are deemed by their teachers to be the best of the best. Their probing and analytical minds, coupled with their tireless work ethic, lend to be students who will always stand out amongst all others. This year's recipients of the Principal's Award for Academic Excellence are Carter Hill and Michaela Parks. Sorry, Mr. Wilson, I talk fast. I see you running. Our final and most prestigious award tonight is given to a student who will settle for nothing less than exemplary performance. Simply put, this student is the young person who could easily fulfill the criteria and be the recipient of every award given here tonight. The Owl Award, which will be the Lady Owl Award tonight, is given each year to the best overall student in the graduating class. This year's Lady Owl Award is given to a young person who has already amassed accolades, including an Abigail Adams Scholarship, a Worcester County Superintendent's Award, and Alumni Award. She's also an amazing peer tutor who stays after school for 2.5 hours a day to help other students who struggle. Thankfully, she enjoyed it, so we were able to badger her into joining the Future Educator Academy, which she now is really excited about. She desires to become a teacher. I only hope that I'm able to stand before you long enough to hire her in the ranks as a Goodrich Academy staff. Please join me in a round of applause to recognize the accomplishments of Tyra Ma Durgan. While the Goodrich Academy faculty is proud to honor our most outstanding students, we also have been asked by some wonderful community members to allow them here tonight to honor a few students as well. It's just a couple, we're almost there. As such, I'd like to invite Mr. Peter Perry to the stage as he will present the Peter Perry Perseverance Award he gives to Goodrich Academy students whom he also taught during his time at Fitchburg High School. Welcome, Mr. Perry.
Greetings, class of 2023. I looked through this list, and so many of you are students that I know from Fitchburg High. I started teaching at the night school, and then later switched over to the high school. And for many years, I keep reaching back to Goodrich. I've had the opportunity to spend some time at Goodrich Academy this year, and it makes me ever so happy to see all of you and many of my dear friends. It's hard to choose who I'd like to acknowledge because there are so many of you. But I'll share with you that I'm going to choose tonight 3 people. 2 are students that I knew as freshmen and who until recently used to come visit me in my classroom and give me encouragement and support. And one of them is a hallway friend, never one of my students, but boy, did I enjoy getting the chance to visit. I'd like to share some money with Justine Quartermarsh, Jose Rivera, and Micah Ramos.
Thank you so much, Mr. Perry. We'll hear a little more about Mr. Perry later in the ceremony. Needless to say, he really likes kids. Right over here, Micah. We love you, Micah. Okay, you guys got this?
Jose, did you get money from me? Did you grab my envelope or my program? Got an envelope.
Justine, did you take everybody's money? All right, while Mr. Perry's trying to figure this out, he's only going to circle back and come to the stage again because I'd like to invite Miss Paula Rome to the stage, who will present this year's Rotary Club Awards, or at least name the winners. You got the names? Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, I now put on or take off this hat, and I share with you that I was president of the Fitchburg East Rotary Club a few times. And though you may not know, Rotary is a group of do-gooders, a group of people that came together around 1900 It's one of the world's oldest humanitarian service groups, societies. They strive to do nothing but to serve others and to ask others to give of themselves. Each year, we give an award out at Fitchburg High and here at Goodrich. We've got a special relationship with Goodrich because, yes, I was a faculty member at Goodrich, and Paula's daughter was one of my students at Goodrich quite some time ago, and she's no longer with us. And so we care for, as Rotary members, care for Goodrich in a special way. Paula, would you like to introduce who the recipient of the Goodrich?
Yes, I will. But first, I have something to say as well. And I hope you're all proud of yourselves because you came here on a long journey, and now that you've achieved this, I hope that you remember to have goals in life and also to treat others as you would like to be treated. And I'm really happy for all of you today. And as Mr. Perry said, actually I had 3 of my family members go to night school. My oldest daughter, Jennifer, went to night school, and she is now works and has for a long time at St. Vincent's Hospital. And she was an emergency tech, and now she's a lab tech, which makes a lot more money. And then my daughter, Sarah, went to school at the night school program and had Mr. Perry as a teacher. And she had aspired to become an occupational therapist, but yet she was, her life ended before she could finish that. And then my granddaughter, Ashley Rayom, she just wanted to go to night school. She didn't fit into high school during the day. And now she runs the greenhouse at Colley's in Fitchburg, Colley's Landscaping Company, and she has her own house, she has her own bee farm. She's amazing. And all of you are amazing here. You really are, because whatever brought you to Goodrich High School, you've made it, right? You're here. So have goosebumps for you, because I'm very happy for you. And as Mr. Perry said, Fitchburg East Rotary is our club. And Rotary is an international club. There are Rotary clubs everywhere. Everywhere. Europe, Africa, everywhere, okay? And it is really, our motto is service above self, okay? And check it out. So I'm here to give you a scholarship from our Fitchburg East Rotary Club, and it was a tough choice. It's a tough choice every year. And I'd like to present this scholarship to Damayanti Canella. If you could come up and receive this. Thank you very much. Thank you. And thank you, and good luck to you, and good luck to all of you in your endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Paula. And of course, her bodyguard, Mr. Perry. Another group of community members generous enough to recognize our students and award them financial scholarships each year is the Fitchburg Alumni Association. Although they could not be here tonight, I'd like to give you a list of the students who have received this award. They include Tyra Ma Durgan, Michaela Parks, Abigail Phelps, Amanda Scott, Kayla Walsh, and Ava Welch, likely suspects. Okay, folks, just 2 more to go. I know that it may seem cumbersome to honor 20 students, but Goodrich Academy does not have an awards night. So we take the time at graduation to honor the attributes and prowess of those who stand above all others. Now, as you'll hear later in the program tonight, as you will hear later tonight, members of the Goodrich Academy family are very, very different from educators found in most traditional high schools. Our longtime custodian, Mr. Paul Walsh, is no exception. Mr. Walsh is a master craftsman who can do it all and do it well. And he does it all, even though we don't tell the other custodians. He is extremely committed to Goodrich Academy. Thankfully, there's nothing he will not do to contribute to this team. Sadly, for all of us, Mr. Walsh has announced his retirement. And despite our pleading, browbeating, and begging, we cannot talk him out of it. So although Paul is way too humble to join me here on the stage, we'd like to deliver him an appreciation award. Don't worry, Paul. The plaque will be followed up by a rocking chair on the last day of school. I think this plaque exemplifies who Paul is and what he brings to the table, so I'll read it to you. It says, the students and faculty of Goodrich Academy offer you a heartfelt appreciation for your incredible service, deep-seated commitment, and engaging personality. For decades, your tireless work ethic, coupled with your warm heart and endearing personality, have made the Fitchburg Public Schools and Goodrich Academy a better place for all. Thank you, Paul, for always going above and beyond. Thank you. We love you. We will miss you. And as we've told you, we fully understand there will never be another Paul Walsh at Goodrich Academy. Thank you, Paul. Where is Paul? Paul, where are you? You can't hide from us. All right. I guess he can hide from us. He begged me not to recognize him, so I think he ditched us. All right. Well, speaking of appreciation, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge and appreciate the members of the school committee and the school council, and to recognize another award that was just delivered to us. So first, let me go to the award. Amanda Scott, as an outstanding scholar, has earned 2 sizable financial distributions from the Grange, and we'd like to just deliver her that. Amanda, I have to get you the range number. I apologize. Somehow this one got slipped in. Sorry. All right. I will get you the right name, but thank you so much. Amanda's an outstanding student and deserves every bit of that. All right. So back to acknowledging the school committee and the school council, who constantly give of themselves to help others. First, the school committee. I'd like to thank members Mayor Stephen DiNatale, Vice Chairperson Mr. Peter Stevens, Mr. Aiden Horgan, Mr. Thomas Hughes, Dr. Marissa Knight, Ms. Rosemary Reynolds, and James Walsh, as well as student representatives Zoe Graham and Cheyenne Tirado. A heartfelt thank you to you and our school council. Now on to the school council. I think our council knows how much we love and appreciate them for their contributions. Our wonderful council includes Mrs. Jane Rose Gregoire, Dr. Stephen Mills, Ms. Christine Mosher, Ms. Jill Richards, Ms. Mary Singleton, Ms. Joan Siriopoulos, Ms. Medalia Velez, and Mr. Anthony Wilson. Thank you. They are committed to us, they show up for us, and they help us. We could not thank you more. We're getting there now, folks. All you have to do endure this next address, and we're off to the awarding of the diplomas. All right. As you might surmise, writing the perfect graduation speech can be a painstaking process, especially when you know the day of graduation is going to be exceedingly hot. You're the fourth speaker on the docket, and every person in the stadium, including yourself, will be on the edge of their seat awaiting the awarding of diplomas. So in preparing my speech tonight, my goal was to be brief enough to capture your attention, yet impactful enough to convey to you the essence of the class of 2023 and their collective experiences at Goodrich Academy. To be truthful, I'm not sure if I accomplished the former, but I feel confident in the latter. Every year as part of my graduation preparation, I work closely with the entire staff to identify a word or phrase that exemplifies each particular graduating class. For what seems to be weeks on end, we banter back and forth in hopes of properly identifying the most telling attribute of the class, all in hopes that when you come here as our audience, you will understand who Goodrich Academy students are and what we as a school community stand for. But interestingly, this year, the bantering and battle of words was entirely unnecessary. as my quest for the perfect speech took an unexpected turn. For me personally, this year was unlike all others before it. You see, my beloved father passed away on Christmas Eve at the age of 86. My dad and I were remarkably close. Throughout the course of my lifetime, I cannot think of a single day that I did not see him or speak to him. In truth, I could never put to words how much he meant to me. But what I can share with you is that as my real-life superhero, he instilled in me everything that I know about love and loyalty, as he constantly espoused the values of kindness, compassion, dedication, and reaching out to help others in need. If you knew my dad, you know he was also the kind of guy who liked things on his terms. So I wasn't the least bit surprised that after several unpleasant hospital stays, he asked me to never let him pass away in a hospital or a nursing home. I did not hesitate to promise to enact his wishes. For nearly 2.5 years, I acted as my father's primary caretaker and healthcare proxy. And although I will certainly never regret that decision, life was hectic. As my father's time on earth came to a close, I was situationally forced to be away from the building for a health emergency or an unexpected ambulance ride. And for the first time, I felt like I couldn't do it all. I needed help. Throughout the entirety of my career, I was the firefighter. I was the person who was called upon to help. But on these occasions, when these crises occurred, instead of my school community needing me, I desperately needed them. The entire Goodrich family was without exception there to help me navigate the turbulent waters of this life-altering journey. Regardless of what I needed or when I needed it, every member of this community, staff, students, council, and parents, were right there to provide compassion and support. And although I've always felt blessed to lead this Goodrich family, I was truly taken aback by the outpouring of love and support the little brick schoolhouse so generously provided me, especially from the members of the class of '23. It felt like every time I was about to be overcome by unbearable grief, I would receive a heartfelt text sent by a student telling me that I was not alone, that they cared about me, and that I was in their thoughts and prayers. Pretty impressive, given that many of the most touching messages were sent by students I had discipline issues with, or who had been angry with me on more than one occasion because I held them accountable for behaviors we deem less than acceptable in our school community. We may have gone toe-to-toe, but there they were in my darkest moments to let me know they cared about me and were there to support me. To the many of you who reached out, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. You may not have realized it, but you provided me the strength I needed to forge ahead. Following my father's passing, and when I was able to reflect upon the entirety of the situation, I realized that I had learned something I had always longed to understand about our school. You see, each and every year, we as a staff marvel at the fact that in a world as chaotic and conflicted as ours, where bullying, disrespect, discord, and even violence plague schools across the country, our little brick schoolhouse continues to be filled with kindness and mutual respect. We've always wondered, how does this culture of love and acceptance consistently permeate throughout the building, even surviving a pandemic? Well, as previously stated, in dealing with the loss of my dad, I uncovered the answer. The reason why Goodrich Academy is able to open its doors each year and welcome nearly 300 students of various races, ethnicities, socioeconomic classes, and ability levels from 25 to 30 different cities and towns, only to find that they work together to reach their goal in an environment of peace and respect, is clearly attributable to the fact that every person in the Goodrich community embraces its culture and understands the value of membership within it. So instead of preparing the long philosophical speech about a particular characteristic of the class, I'm instead going to tell you a little bit about the community that makes the schoolhouse on Goodrich Street so very special. Author and renowned speaker Brian Solis states, "Community is more than just belonging to something. It's about doing something together that makes belonging matter." This statement was chosen to be displayed on the lawn signs that adorn your homes and this field tonight because at Goodrich, membership in a community couldn't matter more. In fact, each of our students today, like so many before them, spoke to the atmosphere of our school community and how the Goodrich environment provided them a comfort level that allowed them to be the very best they could be. I get it. I could feel it. And as my personal struggle so poignantly taught me, the greatness of this community is entirely attributable to the compassionate actions of the students, staff, parents, council, and partners, because all the members of Goodrich community absolutely play a critical role in the fabric of who we are and in what matters to us. While the graduates seated before you are undoubtedly the most important members of our school community, another group that cannot go without mention is our Goodrich staff. Year after year, I'm repeatedly approached by many parents, families, and community members about what an amazing school Goodrich Academy is. They are sure to tell me what a tremendous school I run and how proud of my performance I should be. But each time I hear this, I respond by explaining to them that the real heroes are those who I warmly refer to as the Dream Team, our Goodrich Academy faculty. In my 31 years as an educator, I have never met a more committed group of people. Folks, I know it may sound a bit cliche, but Goodrich teachers and faculty can and will do anything in their power to assist a student in need. From after-hours tutorial program, to giving rides, to taking calls before and after school hours regarding student needs, to mediated conflict and constantly mentoring, they never truly stop. They truly never stop. When many teachers around the country count minutes worked versus their peers and fight to stave off additional responsibilities not outlined in their contract, the group seated to my right asks at every corner, how can I help? What else can I do to be of assistance? Let's give a heartfelt round of applause to the Goodrich Academy team I feel so very blessed to lead. They care deeply. Yeah, there we go. Ah, that's it. Thank you, Goodrich. Thank you. They care deeply and they work tirelessly. They're not just gifted educators who present material in a manner understood by all. They're individuals of substance who have committed their lives to bettering the lives of others. Moreover, I challenge any school to find a staff more connected to their students and families. Members of our Goodrich family, as I announce your names, please stand and be recognized. Our Goodrich family includes Calliope Amanatides, Family Home Liaison. Rachel Bordini, School Nurse. Shante Cole, Clinical Interventionist. Erin Frederick, Mathematics Instructor. Sarah Gogan, Science Instructor. Sarah Henry, Academic Interventionist. Deborah Johns, Principal Secretary. Kimberly Gallagher, Special Education and Educational Team Leader. Charles Livingston III, Mathematics. Tammy Marama, Special Education, the lady in the basement that gives all the help. Brad McNamara, Veteran of the Team, Social Studies. Lindsay Page, just got another degree, English. Brenda Peyton Miles, new to the team, but we are so happy you came on board. Job entrepreneur. Irvin Perez, paraprofessional. Stephanie Powers, special education, new to the family, and we're so excited. Andrew Rosner, special education paraprofessional. Christina Smith, English instructor. Libby Vargas Miller, guidance counselor. Paul Walsh, custodian. Did we find him yet? All right. And Stephanie Zamowski, science teacher. In speaking to the faculty, I also want to give a special thanks to a person who was faculty and kind of is faculty. We all met him a little earlier this evening. I always say that once you work at Goodrich, one way or another, you never really leave. And Mr. Perry is no exception. Although he has for decades served as a mathematics teacher at Fitchburg High School and an adjunct college professor, the infamous Mr. Perry began his career in teaching at Goodrich Academy, but they found him and stole him from us. Mr. Perry, who happens to be a genius, is a renowned math teacher who has incredible expertise in everything from remedial math to AP calculus. He's also a dear friend. So this year, when I found myself in a unique position, his name immediately came to mind. You see, right in the final semester of school, we had 24 students enter our doors that, due to the pandemic, had not yet passed the mathematics MCAS. So with 3 months remaining in school, I had a major problem on our hands. Well, although I knew Mr. Perry was struggling with serious health concerns and could not do much to help me, I reached out to tap his brain and find out what he thought I could do about getting the greatest number of these students to cross the stage with a diploma instead of a certificate of attainment. Well, I called and I explained my problem to my friend Mr. Perry. He responded by saying, "I'll be there Tuesdays and Thursdays for 2.5 hours after I leave school at Fitchburg High School from now until the test. Create the class, and I'll be there to teach it. Don't worry, buddy. We'll get them through." I remember the shock that came over me when he said this. You see, Mr. Perry, who's kindly given me permission to share his story tonight, has been battling cancer for over a year. And I knew that he is not feeling up to par. So after a period of silence, I said, "Peter, you can't do that. Not with your health condition. I just want you to tell me who might be able to help me." Well, I will never forget his response. He laughed out loud and said, "Alexis, my dear, just because they say I'm dying doesn't mean I can't teach kids math, and all of those students deserve a diploma." I'll spare you the rest of the story, except to tell you that the class was created and the master performed the miracle, and all 24 students in that difficult predicament will receive their high school diploma when they cross this stage tonight. And I want to thank the Goodrich Academy teachers who joined him to learn from the master during their prep. Thank you all. Thank you, Mr. Perry. Your commitment to the students of Fitchburg and our entire community is truly amazing. We love you. While offering thanks, I also feel it incumbent upon to thank the community members who helped the Goodrich be a second home for students. Our school council is a small group of spirited individuals who volunteer their time to ensure that students are supported in a way that allows them success. These people are deeply committed. Joan Siriopoulos, the one I make sing the national anthem, for example, she's a school council member. She bakes hundreds of cookies for every event. She drags them to the school. All those beautiful personalized handmade pennants that were in your child's bags last night were made by her. These are the kind of people that are in our community, folks. Thank you, Mrs. Siriopoulos. We also have another person in our council I'd like to take a minute to talk about. Mr. Anthony Wilson, who led your students on the field tonight. He's a member of our school council. He worked at Goodrich Academy as a job entrepreneur from 2012 to 2019 before being hired by the Mass Hire Workforce Employment Board. Although knowing he had to leave us to take a better opportunity for he and his family, Mr. Wilson assured me he would always be nearby to help. Mr. Wilson has lived up to that expectation and more. He volunteers to attend meetings, DJs every school events, solicits gifts and sponsorships from community members at the holiday season, and every year shows up to help and lead our students through graduation. You're an amazing person and a wonderful mentor to our students, Mr. Wilson, and we thank you. Next, at Goodrich, we're also lucky enough to have some wonderful community partners who are also a positive force in the lives of our students. A couple of those people are in the stands tonight. I would like to thank all those first who support our students by offering them viable employment. As you know, most of our students work 25+ hours per week. We appreciate the support and guidance all those important stakeholders provide our student body. One of the special community partners is Adams Tool and Nail of Leominster. Mr. and Mrs. Adams have employed strictly Goodrich students for more than 3 years to date. Mrs. Adams and I regularly communicate about students' well-being, and I'm always in awe at her dedication to student success. Sure, how students perform on the job is important to them, but thankfully what's equally important to Mr. and Mrs. Adams is that students are eating well, doing well academically, and generally feeling safe and supported. Thank you so much. Parents, families, and all other adults who support our students, I would be remiss if I did not mention your critical role in our school community. As educators, we know full well that we can set up any system and we could try to enact any plan, but without you by our side, we could not possibly accomplish the mission at hand. We know that as family members, you don't enjoy getting phone calls from school, and we also know we're stalkers. But you answer our calls. You attend our meetings. You take on the resistance. You come to school, and you let us know we have your support. You truly partner with us. More importantly, you welcome us into your families and trust us with your most prized possession. You help us to lead your children to graduation. Thank you. Without your partnership, Goodrich Academy would never be the wonderful place it is. Thank you very much. Finally, I want to touch upon the stars of tonight, our Goodrich students. What do Goodrich students do to make our school a special place? We've talked about what everyone else does. First and foremost, they do the work that needs to be done, even when they don't want to do it. Sure, they complain, but they do it, even if they've never done it before. Next, they come together with their fellow peers and almost without exception maintain a respectful environment free of judgment and aggression. A few months ago, I received a late-night phone call from a science teacher excitedly telling me about a student interaction she witnessed. She explained that a student saw a new enrollment, one who had been bullied at their previous school, looking especially fearful on their first night. She explained that at the break, the current student went over to the new student and said, "Hey, you look nervous. I just want you to know that you don't have to worry at Goodrich. Nobody bothers anybody. There's no bullying here because most of us would never let that happen." Because many of our students came to Goodrich to escape drama and anxiety, it's very important of them for Goodrich to be a safe community. And you take pride in fostering that. Simply put, you embrace the culture, and that paired with those who care for their well-being is what makes Goodrich unique. You make the school, folks, not us. Admittingly, our students have bad moments and bad days. So do the teachers and I. Goodrich students, like all others, act out on occasion, but kindness and empathy are everywhere you look. Our students help each other. They respect each other. They respect their staff. And they maturely try to resolve conflicts by speaking to staff and each other about potential issues. So rest assured, those folks in the audience, if your student is sitting before you graduating tonight, know that they not only worked hard and met the matriculation requirements, but they have also acted with kindness, decency, and respect as a member of a diverse community. Ultimately, Goodrich Academy is a community grounded upon its value of its members. It's a community of love, acceptance, kindness, responsibility, and respect. A community where all are welcome and all are valued. Graduates, when you depart this stadium tonight as a Goodrich Academy alumni, and embark upon your future, you will undoubtedly be asked to become members of other communities, college communities, work communities, spiritual communities, neighborhoods, to name a few. It is my hope that as you undertake membership in these communities, you will reflect upon what you learned as members of the Goodrich Academy family. And in doing so, will remember to establish with others a shared goal that makes membership meaningful. As life goes, difficulties will inevitably arise, and in every community there is work to be done. So approach all situations with patience and compassion, and remember that every member of a community is worthy of love and acceptance. Be present, because as you learned, showing up is half the battle. Please also remind yourselves to accept people for who they are and not for who you would like them to be. And finally, above all else, remember to treat those in the community as you wish to be treated and to do whatever it takes to be positive, productive, and loyal. Class of 23, we are so very proud of you. Your Goodrich family will always love you, will always believe in you, and will always be at the Little Brick Schoolhouse, ready and able to do whatever we can to help. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for trusting us and for allowing us to share in this special day. I am truly honored to serve as a principal, and I feel entirely blessed to be part of a community that it would have made my father proud. Now, for the moment we've all been waiting for, the awarding of the diplomas. I would like to ask that you all remain in your seats till all diplomas are certified. All right? Matt? Mr. Livingston will read the first set of names.
Jaliyah Ayani Rodriguez. Tyra Lynn Mar Durgan. Taven Alberto Valley. Selah Elizabeth Condon. Eliza Abraham Acevedo Valcarcel. Jalen Charlize Agbanyo. Jelitza Michelle Augusto Desiderio. Alicia Lynn Eleanor Aker. Joshua Gabriel Alvarez. Alexa Galilea Alvarez Hernandez. Justin Alvarez Velasquez. Isabella Marie Anderson. Christian Samuel Barnjum. Bianca Cheyenne Barreto. Andrew Keith Bates. Alexander Dominic Benson Cruz. Janea Rose Bernabel. Sadie Elise Marie Betancourt Mojica. Emily Cheyenne Black. Jade Lee Borabon. Kyle Hayden Buddington. Katie Lynn Calabrese. Yanalise Marie Carlo. Sheriana Calzado. Amaranti Bianette Canella. Damayanti Hayet Canella. Janaya Mylene Cerdas. Otto Emmanuel Cisneros Brand. Christian Tyler Clapper. Cameron Matthew Cole. Ashmarie Jahaira Colon. Braylee Renee Costa. Justine Sativa Lynn Cortamarch. Rita Dacasia Fagundes da Silva. Christopher Aaron Dancos. Omar Alexandre Davila Martinez. Joshawn Del Valle Sepulveda. Tyler Antonio De Malia. Joseph Michael Dinan. Sean David Furman.
Roberto Figueroa. Serenity Rose Gamel. Susana Janice Garcia Barrera. Jada Lynn Garippi Dargan. Nehemiah Santonio Gonzalez Gonzalez. Bruce John Gow Jr. Angel Gabrielle Green. Amy Julie Garrels Guzmeo. Jasmine Lynn Hardy. Ices Monique Hernandez Capelli. Isaac James Hayes. Carter Izell Hill. John Ken Love Jean. Keisha Moline Jean Felix. Jayleesh Juliet Jameson. Charles James Kill. Annika Elsie Koskinen. Matthew David Lasham. Megan Lee LeBlanc. Scott Richard Levensaler. Crystal Desiree Lopez Solis. Kaylee Kasana Lorquette. Jeffrey Antonio Marinero. Elijah Edward Marquez. Eris Ross Mariner. Donalise Martinez. Lisandro David Martinez. Marcus Antonio Martinez. Ariel Alexander Melendez Santiago. Aiden Miller Moore. Jordan Emmanuel Morales. Sheila Sage Morris. Casey Alexander Mosley. Exane Xavier Natal. Andre Raymond Nazario. Molly Ann O'Halloran.
Nayeli Teresa Jean Pequin. Mackenzie Marilyn Parkhurst. Michaela Evelyn Parks. Abigail Grace Phelps. Jared Marshall Phillips. Tegan Alec Picasso. Zachary William Plunkett. Dawson Xavier Posco. Michaela Lynn Pratt. Deja Diane Remu. Jimmy Aldair Ramirez Murillo. Madison Natalia Ramos. Micah Jaden Ramos. Daniel Leomarie Randall. Jada Lee Yvette Rivera. Mateo Kevin Rivera. José Antonio Rivera Rivera. Alexandria Lee Rosario. Angelis Marie Sanchez. Uganda Sanchez. Adrian Jose Santiago. Alondra Marie Santiago Rivera. Amanda Lynn Scott. Andrew Sheldon. Juan Carvalho Silva. Janiel Silvestre. Chris Rose Sodano. Ty Jaden Titukun. Kaylee T. Chong. Selena Maria Torres. Lazea Juan Trinidad. Mackenzie Deborah Turkett. Jandel Miguel Vega. Jermaine Isaac Vega. Xavier Elijah Jason Velasquez. Kayla Rose Walsh. Ava Elizabeth Welch. Janea Jasmine West. Ryan David Wheeler. Anthony Yair Maldonado. Anthony Andino Ortiz.
Just so you know, folks, we do know the alphabet, but our last two were the color guard. All right, class of 2023, please rise. We are going to take you're about to take your tassel and move it from the right to the left to signify you are now a high school alumni and moving on to the next phase of your journey. On the count of three, we're going to throw those caps in the air for a beautiful picture for your children. 1, 2, 3. Thank you for coming. Thank you for all you do. And remember our love and peace as you fight the traffic.